welcome back, or hi for the first time.
Yeah, if you're a returning viewer, thank you. If this is your first time watching us, hope you enjoy it. Hi.
Hi, either way.
Either way.
We're the Mean Girls. I'm Rebecca.
I'm Stephanie.
And you can find me on Ravelry as Heyitsrebecca, or on Instagram as Heyitsrebeccah. Feel free to friend me, follow me, message me, talk to me, whatever you feel the need to do. Try to say nice things, because I get my feelings hurt really easily. So don't mess with me with your mean things. Like, if you're like, oh, you should probably see a tanning salon or something, like,
keep your mean thoughts to yourself.
Maybe keep that to yourself a little
bit. The mean girls don't want to hear it.
No, we don't. We don't.
We don't.
Okay, and you can be found.
I can be found on Ravelry as Heyitsstephanie, and on Instagram as Heyitsstephanie05. So go ahead, come over, say hi, friend me, say what's up.
Tag me in your stuff.
Tag me in stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys. So, yeah, fun.
Okay, so this is our 10th episode, which is really exciting. Like, we made it to 10, so I feel like it's a big milestone.
It is. We're double digits now.
I know. When we reach, like, episode 200, I'm going to feel really embarrassed about being excited about 10. I'm going to look back on this and be like, oh my gosh, I was such a nerd. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know. 10's still exciting.
I look back on yesterday and I cringe. I look back on my life and I cringe. I'm going to look back on this and cringe. This is just, my life is full. That's how it goes. It's fine.
It's fine. But we're at 10, guys. So excited. And we have so many awesome things to talk about today.
We have a lot of awesome things. And we have a lot of exciting things coming up for future episodes. So we have so much going on, and it's going to be pretty fantastic. We have met with some pretty creative forces, and things are happening. Like, it's pretty exciting. So the very first thing that we're doing, you want to just jump right into it, or do you want to do something else? Or look at me like, oh God.
No. Let's jump right in. No, I want to, like, I want to tell everybody about it. So I won't make it through this whole episode if we have to wait. So let's do this.
Okay, so we got in touch, or Jake from Dogstar Knits got in touch with us. Hi, Jake. And it turned out we're like actually like best friends separated at birth buddies. So that's really cool. But he came to us with an idea about doing a collaboration that we are ridiculously excited about. So check this out. It is time for the Mean Girls / Dogstar, almost said dog dare, Dogstar Knits blind date giveaway.
Yes.
Because Valentine's Day, guys. Like, it's a Valentine's Day celebration. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set you up on a blind date with Jake. His wife doesn't mind. She said it's fine. Maybe. I don't know. We're not. Well, it kind of is a blind date with Jake. Okay,
it is a blind date with Jake.
Here's what you need to do. We have the thread all set up in our Ravelry group. What you need to do is go to our Ravelry group, find the thread, and tell us all about your dream knitting date. Okay? We encourage train wreck. Yes. And creativity. Creativity is the word I was looking for.
We encourage creativity. We want you guys to just
go hog wild, go all out. Tell us all about your dream knitting date. Now, for me, that was kind of a difficult concept because I was like, what is a knitting date? Like, I don't get it. What do you do? Like, go to a cafe and knit, and that's your date? Yeah, actually, that works.
That does.
Whatever you want. So I was like, well, my dream knitting date would be alone by myself with my yarn. My yarn doesn't judge. It understands. Maybe in like a remote Alaskan cabin with a fire going and a fire boy, like a pool boy, but a guy whose job it is to just do the fire. But he's not part of my date. He's just there.
Yes, you don't have to get off the couch.
And I'm just enjoying my date with my yarn.
Yes.
Maybe a bear rug. I don't know. Okay. Well, what about you?
What about me? Yeah. Okay, sorry. Because mine, when she was like, I don't get it, guys. I was like, well, dude, it'd be like going in a cabin somewhere in front of a fire and knitting and like eating all the foods. And I know. I forgot. That's what you just said because I said it first.
Oh, yeah.
But people need to know that, like, it's not that I was caught off guard. And it's not that my idea, not in Alaska. I'm totally cool going to, like, forest around here. Going up to Mount Rainier by myself somewhere.
Maybe it's on a beach with some martinis and Cosmos, and maybe that's your thing. Maybe your dream knitting date takes place in the depths of hell with a reanimated Chris Farley and a bottle of Cheese Whiz that you lick off his nipples. I mean, whatever. whatever you want to do.
Whatever. Be as creative as you want. There's no...
And we're not going to fact check you. We're not going to come to your house and be like, is that actually a date that you would like to go on? We don't care. Okay. And then, anyway, the best part of this is we're going to pick up an entry at random. And Jake will dye up a skein of yarn for you. Custom, based on your description of your date.
Exactly. So that's why the more like...
The more detail
you give, and the more, like, kind of more, like, outside the box you kind of think for your date, the better
your skein is going to be.
The skein is going to be. If you're like, I just like sitting in my bed knitting. That's a perfectly acceptable. That gets you an entry. But, you know, be like, oh, I love sitting on my favorite purple comforter with my favorite blue book. Like, you don't have to give a color.
Honestly, adding colors that you like would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
If you want to say, I don't like dates, this is the worst idea I've ever heard, you can say that too. You might get, I don't know, a black skein of yarn to match your black soul, but whatever. I mean, whatever.
That's it. So
it's up to him to decide how he's going to hook you up with a blind date with the yarn. And you will get to pick between fingering worsted and DK. Worsted and DK yarn.
Yes, you get to pick the size. The weight, sorry, yeah.
But you don't get to pick anything else. It's just a custom dyed skein of yarn for you. So we think that this has a lot of potential to be really fun.
I can't wait to see what people come up
with. Cannot wait to see what people come up with. This is going to be
so great. And the yarn,
please,
Jake does beautiful work. So
somebody come up with reanimated Chris Farley. Like, we're going to pick at random, so you don't get extra points, but if somebody actually reads that, I swear we'll be besties. Me and you. That's kind of a threat. Never mind. We will be besties. I'll message you and be like, you were awesome.
I'm excited, guys. So go over to our Ravelry group and tell us what your ideal knitting date is.
Yes.
And you might just be Dogstar's yarn blind date, yarn date.
And so this will go until February 14th because of Valentine's Day. And then we will contact the winner and you'll let us know what weight you like, and Jake will hook you up.
Yep.
So yeah.
I know. So excited, guys.
That's my excited face.
I know. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. I cannot wait to see what people come up with.
I can't wait either. I hope that people come up with some real train wreck ideas. I would love for Jake to be like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? I don't even know.
I'm so sorry I signed up for this. No,
he's so awesome. We would love for Jake to be full of regrets. So please, put him to work. Put him to the test. He can do it. He can handle it. He can do it.
He does beautiful work.
He does beautiful work.
I really don't think challenge accepted. I don't think I think he'll come up with something gorgeous no matter what you say.
I've seen a couple of his works in progress for his collaborations that he's got going on. A couple of collaborations, and they're just gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. Every time he sends me a picture, I'm like, oh, send me one too.
I know, right? He's so great. So yeah, go over there and tell us what your date would be.
But do we want to show
Oh yeah, okay. You guys want to?
So we bought this. The gliding is so good.
I know. Gosh. So Dogstar collaborated with David from Dog Dare, and they came up with some Dog Dare colorway.
And it's inspired by their dogs. And how fun is that? It's browns and tans and blue. And it's going to make the most beautiful socks ever. But Stephanie messaged me, and she was like, oh, you know, Dog Dare has some yarn. And I'm like, oh, I got to get that. I don't even care. So we went and got it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually super gorgeous.
There's his label.
You can't get it to, no. I'm not going to do that to people. All right, sorry. Okay. Anyway, it says Dog Dare on it.
Oh, there.
And Dogstar.
Dog Dare? Yeah. Oh,
it does.
There you go.
Anyway.
Maybe. I don't know. But it's beautiful. Oh.
It's going to make some really great socks. I am super excited. I actually might pair it with navy blue and make a striped cowl or something. But the colors are great, and they're very saturated all the way through. There's no weird fadey spots. He did a really good job.
Yeah, there's no weird fadey spots. It's not all muddy. The colors are all...
No, it's not. It's good.
It's gorgeous.
And then he did a triple Dog Dare colorway too that was more white, but
really... And that one, everything, the proceeds went to charity.
Went to a charity, but I don't think he's making them anymore. And they were kind of a whiter color, which is great, but I was thinking, oh, socks. I don't want to get my socks dirty. I want something to hide. I was going to look at that. Just look.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
And, okay, something else I wanted to touch on about this. His prices, extremely reasonable. Ridiculously reasonable. And the shipping was only like $250, $280, and it got to my house in 2 days.
Yeah, super fast.
Super fast.
Like, I ordered it, and like less than 2 hours after ordering it, he had already created my shipping label.
It was like an hour. And then he shipped the very next day on a Saturday, and I got it on a Tuesday. And he lives on the East Coast. So that was super fast, super awesome, super cheap shipping. Extremely reasonable prices. I paid $18. Is that right? $18 for the skein.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a promise that his stuff will always be $18. But that's what I paid for this. And I am ridiculously excited about that. Yes. This is really our only new acquisitions, I think, this week.
This is my only acquisition.
I was kind of on a yarn diet.
Oh, no.
What?
Yes. I got some... What did I get?
I was kind of
seal yarn.
I was kind of on a yarn diet. And, but then, dogs. Hello. I mean, how do you not buy stuff that says Dogstar on it? You don't. You have to.
It's gorgeous.
You don't not do it. You have to buy it. I did anyway. So there we go.
His yarn is great.
Super excited.
He's super talented. So go tell us what your date is so you can get...
Go tell us about your dream knitting date.
So you can get a skein of his...
It's going to be awesome.
His yarn. Seriously. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. And
so excited.
He told me that if nobody enters, he'll just give it all to me. He didn't say that. But I'm kind of hoping that maybe, you know...
Create a fake Ravelry name.
Oh, dude, yes! No, I'm kidding.
I'm just joking, guys. We are not entering our own contest.
I'm not entering my own contest, but I kind of want to.
Right? Like, it'd be so fun.
So fun.
I'm kind of jealous of our viewers.
But we have a couple other collaborations coming up with him, so we're not actually going to make fake accounts or anything. People are going to think we did. No, we didn't. I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, I guess if you think we did, it was a joke. We're funny. We think we're funny. Anyway.
We're hilarious.
We are so funny. Yeah, right? I know. I'm going to have to wear a darker cover-up or something.
Yeah, you're really pissy.
I'm like looking at the glare of my face, like burning my own retinas.
Have you thought about...
Sun? I wear sunscreen, guys, like SPF 50.
I know. I was going to say, have you thought about, like, you know, going outside, getting some natural vitamin D? But, I mean, you put sunscreen on. I
slather my face. I buy this really special, like, Japanese sunscreen that does UVA rays, too. And, like, slather that on. I'm going for the Morticia look. It's working. It's working. Anyway.
It is. It's working. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Finished objects.
I have none.
I have none too.
It's been 2 weeks and I did not get one thing finished.
But I have a lot. Well, no. I was going to say I got a lot of work done, but I really didn't. You'll see.
I got a lot of work done, but not
good for you.
Nothing finished.
Okay, what do you got?
So whips. So I'm a tangled mess.
Oh, look, I'm not so glary back here.
Oh, there you go.
I'll just stay back here.
Okay. So
Gosh, no, dude,
ouch. Ooh. There?
It looks really good right there. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
There. Okay, so I got some work done on my birthday socks. It's made out of Baron Vola in the Vanilla Sprinkle colorway. And I'm doing just 64 stitches, size 1 Chai-Goose, magic loop. Really plain vanilla sock. But you guys, I forgot my other sock. But if you go back to like episode 1 or 2, I knit my first pair of socks. And I did a slip stitch heel.
And you'll remember because I held it up and I was like, oh, it's like Fair Isle.
Yeah, it was, I want to say it was the first episode.
Yeah, it probably was.
So, and I was like, I hate turning heels. This is awful. And a secret is that every time I've ever turned a heel, I've bent my needles trying to pick up stitches. Like, it was so tight, I didn't understand what was happening. Turns out I'm dumb. I can't read a pattern at all because I made the same slip stitch heel pattern and I'm like, oh, that looks way different. That's got a lot of stretch to it. Like, and then I pulled out my other one. No, I would knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, and then I was slipping one, purling one, slipping one, purling one.
Slipping on both sides.
Slipping on both sides. So I got this big, that heel's hardcore though. It's never going to blow out. But yeah, this heel was so much easier, and guess what? I didn't bend my needles. Picking up stitches.
It looks great. It looks awesome.
I'm so sorry y'all had to like sit there and listen to me about my heel story.
Yeah, I laughed.
It was, yeah, I was like, oh my gosh,
These
I'm
are
so dumb.
cute. You can't even see. Oh,
I know,
gosh.
you can't.
Everything is blown out. Well, you know what? Just imagine.
It's just this,
use your imagination.
because it's
gorgeous.
white. Oh, okay, see
there
there?
You go.
There, okay.
Sorry about your retinas, y'all.
Yeah, but, so, there you go. And it was the same heel pattern. Susan B. Anderson, How I Make My Socks. I just read it wrong, because I am not a smart person. So.
She's not.
Mm-mm. But yeah, so, but it fits. I'm almost to the toes.
Yay.
I almost have a hoe. I have my birthday socks. Super easy. Love knitting. What do you have?
I have kind of... Okay, so oh my gosh. Our lighting situation is pretty terrible. I mean, yeah, I'm going to stop saying that. We just have terrible lighting. That's who we are.
Yeah, I don't know if we can start an episode with lighting and then
it got darker. We live in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to have lighting issues. Sorry. Anyway, I'm knitting a sock. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's not very further than you were last week, Rebecca, because we already saw this sock.
That's what I was thinking. Lazy.
Right? No, what actually happened was the sock that you saw last week is wound up in here. Because I decided to undo all of my work. Remember I said I had one finished sock? I don't anymore. I ripped it all out. Remember I said I was reinforcing it with red? Stop doing that. So this is my second attempt at a first sock of a pattern. It's being done in a crazy zobber ball, if you couldn't tell.
I want to skin that.
I know, it's so fun.
But I'm not a sock
It's nice
knitter,
and
so.
rustic feeling. Stephen West has a pattern that uses one. It's like the Spectra Shawl. Anyway, it's in the domino colorway, just blacks and whites and grays, and it's really fun. So I don't even mind too much that I'm working from that same yarn again, trying to make a sock for my boyfriend who totally deserves it and is knit worthy, but...
And what pattern are you using?
Oh, I'm using the Vine Favorite Sock.
Do you like it?
There's no hand holding with this pattern. She assumes you kind of know what you're doing. Like, oh, knit the heel. As long as you want. It's your life. Go ahead. Do whatever. Whatever you feel like is great. So I think my stitch counts are a little bit off, but it doesn't matter. It actually fits in perfectly. I'm doing side zeros, 72 stitches. It's actually working quite well. I had to pick up 29 stitches on each side.
That's pretty awesome, though. I mean, like, that it fits and everything. Because I obviously need hand holding because it took me, like, this is my third slip stitch heel, and I finally got it right.
I'm really excited to finish this one and start the next one and see what it looks like.
Yes. Almost done.
So, yay, almost done. So this is that.
It's like taking the same.
It is taking forever.
Spot.
A men's 11 shoe.
Oh, he's got big feet.
Yeah. It takes forever. It takes forever, guys. Save me.
I'm so sorry.
Save me.
I have to knit my husband's socks out of my Dogstar yarn.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I have that Lucille yarn from Lolo Did It.
Yeah, I bought the Lucille yarn and gave it to him for his birthday. My husband's birthday was yesterday. And I was like, oh, here, assembly required. I'll knit you socks out of this. And he's like, oh, well, now that it's here, I don't know if I want socks out of it. I really just can't wait to have socks out of my Dogstar yarn. It's not your yarn, but sure. I did promise him socks.
You can always buy more.
I don't think he's dying anymore in this color.
No, I think he is.
Is he?
Yeah, I just saw it today.
Jake,
had a whole...
do you have any extras?
Do you have any extras that you're willing to send, Stephanie?
Yep. Let me know. Let me know. I'll buy another one.
I think there is. I think he still is.
Is he? Because I thought he was just...
It
doesn't matter. But Jake, hey, if you have another one, let me know because I don't want to have to knit my husband's socks out of it. He claimed it. Which is fine. I like them.
Fine.
It's cool. Fine. I'll knit him socks, once I finish with my birthday socks.
My bag, my mom made it for me.
That's so pretty.
Ooh, just a little sock bag. It's got a little drawstring on it. Ooh, cute. Super cute. And it's got like a really cute blue lining. It's adorable. My mom makes me stuff because she loves me.
She does. Our mom's the best.
We do have the best mom. Hi, Mom. Okay, so let's see this monster.
Okay, so here is My Garter Goodness by Stephen West.
Is this upside down? Technically? Doesn't it go this way?
Yes. Yes. Sorry. Is this the right way? Yes,
that
that's
looks
right.
so great on the screen. Okay.
Yeah. So here's My Garter Goodness. Woo! Last time don't look at this. This particular's not right. I was on this little peak. So I've gotten from here.
You've done a lot. That's a lot.
I was flying.
This is amazing.
I did this pink in like 6 days I blew through that skein in pink.
Your stitches are so delicate. Like, seriously, this is like if I knit on 3s. What are you using, 6s?
5s. I'm doing it on my high sharps, and I think they're, oh, that feels like a 6.
It feels like a 6,
It
right?
feels like a 6, yeah. Okay, so I'm doing it on size 6s on my high interchangeable sharps.
Right.
But isn't this great?
And then you're going to do black?
Mm-hmm. I'm about that's really blowing out. Okay, so that's okay. You can see the color right here. It's the Edison, it's Madeline Tosh Light Edison Bowl. And so I have about half the skein left, and then I'll have black on the bottom.
Love.
So I'm super excited, but garter is hard.
Garter is hard.
It's so hard, like
hard.
because it's so hard because like I'll be like, oh, this is perfect TV knitting, and then like I'll be looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a hole. I dropped a stitch 10 rows ago. Oh,
that happened to me too.
Like, but I've done that 4 times on this thing.
It's hard.
It's hard because it's just mindless knitting, and then next thing I know, I slipped a stitch, and
I'm actually famous on BuzzFeed for having a drop stitch in garter. Like, I was doing the brioche section of the building blocks, and there's like garter in between the brioche, and I messed up on the garter. Took a picture of it, threw it on Instagram, and BuzzFeed picked it up, which has been awesome. It's been awesome because if you can't be really good at knitting, you might as well just suck and be famous for that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, garter's hard.
Garter's hard. So yeah, I managed to fix it all. I've done yarn surgery. It's all good, but
it looks great. You can't tell except there. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, oh, did you find another one? That's too far down. I actually had a dream that I had a dream that I had a drop section in the pink, and I had to rip it all back out to the white, and I was just sobbing the entire time, like ugly crying, like, and then I woke up and I was looking at it, I was like, oh thank God.
Oh my God. Oh.
Thank God that didn't really happen. But then later on that night, I found a drop stitch in the yellow, and I was like, oh my God.
Wow. You just confessed to that. Okay.
I did. I confessed about my dream about ugly crying. This is a lot of work. This is pretty much
It is a lot of work. It's glorious.
I mean, I've gone through
you should finish that and wear it with pride. I would.
I'm going to, but this is like 700 or 800 yards I've knit through just in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
You've
so
been
yeah,
doing a lot,
that's worth ugly crying, guys.
It is. I understand. So
that's it. What do you got?
Look, check out my bag.
What?
You're probably like, oh, isn't that the same bag you showed? No, it's not.
Nope.
It's bigger. It's the mama bag. Mama bag, baby bag. Drawstring. My mom made this for me. Right. Anyway, I am knitting the Enchanted Mesa sweater by Stephen West because I was super inspired by Jessica from Disastrously Domestic. She was wearing one and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous.
I love her.
Okay, me too. Anyway, so I am knitting a sweater. I love this sweater. I'm going to wear it all the time. And you're probably thinking, wow, Rebecca, those are really interesting color choices. Because that's what I would be thinking if I saw somebody knit this. But these are actually scraps left over from my kids' Christmas sweaters. I bought some gray yarn in the Knit Picks Gloss DK to use as a main color. And then I just added in order. So we have Molly, Kira, Leah, Roman, and Ivy. All their sweaters from youngest to oldest. And then the bottom is going to be teal. Thanks for being my mannequin. I've tried it on. Sorry, I'm trying to get my face to not be like bright white. I've tried it on a couple times and it is amazing. It fits me pretty well. It's a little big, but I wanted big and cozy. The pattern is written a little weird. He only has one needle size and all of the directions are the same. Like cast on X amount of stitches. That's it. If it's 107, that's what it says. Cast on 107 stitches. And to make different sizes, you're supposed to use different weights of yarn. So I didn't for my size, I was supposed to cast on lace weight yarn. That did not happen. I had DK. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go down a needle size and see what happens. Because I know that a lot of people are kind of turned off by the Enchanted Mesa sweater because it's a little bit weird. But it's kind of supposed to be like an art piece. It's supposed to be weird. So I was like, well, if it's too big, then it's too big, and I'll just have a big cozy sweater. But it's not too big. So I'm using a 7 instead of an 8. And I am following the directions, except for I added in my second sleeve a little lower than my other sleeve. Here, yeah, hold it up. They're not quite at the same level, but they're supposed to be, according to the pattern, 11 inches apart. And I didn't want to do that. No. So I just kind of threw it in where I was like, nah, it's probably going to be okay right there. And it's really easy to just throw it in wherever you want. So I feel like my throat's getting a little dry. Is that my soda over there? Yeah. So there you go. This is my enchanted mesa. I cannot wait to be finished with it. I am super excited. Oh, sorry, y'all.
Sorry about your ears.
My throat. My throat is like dry while I'm trying to talk about this. Anyway, so the gray is the hawk color from Knit Class Decay, and the green is Kanai, blue is Winter Night, purple is Fairy Tale, pink I don't remember, and the red is Cranberry. I thought this through ahead of time before the podcast. I'm like, oh, I gotta get these names right. Can't remember the pink. Did I Google it? Did I look it up? Did I go on the KnitPicks website? Nope, didn't. I have no idea what it's called. It's pink.
Oh, watch your ears.
Ow. I'm kidding.
At least I gave a warning, unlike some people.
Well, they knew. They saw me do this. They knew what was going to happen. Unless they weren't watching, because I don't always watch podcasts.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just listen. Sorry about your ears. My bad. Unsubscribe or something. I apologize. Honestly, if the story I told last week of my daughter and her crappy diaper didn't make you unsubscribe, probably nothing will at this point. Honestly.
Yeah. You're
Or the story about where I took my pants off in my front yard because there was a bee on them. Like, people have suffered through a lot.
They just saw me ugly crying.
Thank you, guys, for sticking with us.
Right? You guys are the best.
You guys are the best. So, those are my, I worked on my Cozy Memories sweater a little bit. And I haven't shown this off in forever, because I haven't worked on it in forever.
I only threw like 8 rows in mine. Like, I didn't even feel like it justified showing it.
It's not really that great, but this
you
is
got a
just,
lot more than I do.
This is just scrappy yarn. Last time you saw this, it was at the Blue, but I added in all this, and it's just for my, dotted race. All my scraps from that. So it's kind of getting huge.
I love it.
So it's kind of weird looking, but I'm ridiculously excited. I'm going to wear it everywhere, and my kids are going to be like, what the heck, Mom? Woo. Okay.
It's gorgeous.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's great.
I'm going to embarrass my kids with it, because my kids embarrassed the crap out of me when they were toddlers. So it's kind of payback.
It only seems fair.
My kids? Oh. You don't even know. It was a special kind of hell.
Your kids?
Yeah.
Oh, when they were toddlers?
They were toddler, and they
yeah.
would embarrass me in public. And I have 2 more coming up on toddlerhood to say embarrassing things. So, yeah, I'm going to... I should have got vodka.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Should have. I got an energy drink, though.
That'll make a cute screenshot. Anyway.
I will.
That's all our works in progress. Just kind of trying to...
Yeah.
Go through this. Yeah, that's... Oh, gosh. People can see, like, my yarn mess back there. How embarrassing. I'm going to...
Just... There we go. Got your back.
See the mess. No, I keep like a box of stuff I have to block, and
we both wore long sleeve black shirts. That probably wasn't.
Or
like one big mass.
I think that it just makes people focus on our faces.
No, it does. But like when we were like this, we looked like some like 2-headed twins, conjoined twins.
Except,
you know what? Y'all just don't listen to the dumb things that come out of my mouth.
You were caffeinated today.
I am.
You have a lot of energy today.
Yes,
that's good. You went to Seattle last night.
I did. I think that's probably why, because I got like solid sleep. Nobody woke me up. I didn't even sleep that long. I slept like 8 hours, but it was 8 glorious hours. Nobody woke me up.
That's awesome.
That never happens.
I never sleep in a hotel room.
It was great.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
What hotel did you stay at?
Best Western.
Fancy.
Sorry, guys. That's what it was. It was supposed to...
Sorry, I asked. You couldn't even just make something up?
I don't know Seattle well enough to do that.
Oh,
but it was in a great spot.
Did you go hang out with Jessica from Disastrously Domestic?
I thought about texting her this morning, being like, "What up?"
Do you guys text?
No. Oh. Okay, like messaging her on Instagram. Sorry.
Like, I'm in your area.
I'm
looking at your window right now. Come down and hang out with me.
She'd probably be like, "Oh my God, stalker status is time. It's time to get a restraining order.
Go away."
Yeah, like no.
I got your back, Jessica. I understand. She's creepy.
See, that's why I didn't like, hey, what up? I'm in your town.
Just so y'all
know. She
probably
lives on like the way other side. I was down by, we went to the underground comedy club.
How do you know where she lives?
I don't. Okay, I don't know. I was by Pike's Place Market. Okay, it's a lot of businesses and stuff there. There's not. I guess there are some apartments there. Do you live in the apartments by Pike's Place?
You don't know.
Jessica, tell me.
Don't.
Because then when I go to Seattle,
don't tell them where you live. I wouldn't.
Because then when I go to Seattle, like, you know, in a year or two.
I told her where I live. Look what happened.
I just showed up.
She just showed up and was like, let's do a podcast. And I'm like, I'm not even ready. I'm not even wearing makeup, but here I am. This is my natural, I woke up like this look.
True story. I was like, oh, you know, it'd be fun getting on a big ferry and going over water to come see you.
That sounds fun. No, it doesn't. Ferries are absolutely terrifying. She was texting me the whole way that they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared of the ferry. And I was like, oh no, it's no big deal. You'll be fine. But inside I was like, no, you're probably going to die because those are absolutely terrifying.
They are.
But
so terrifying. I was fine. I survived.
Fine.
It was great.
They have lifeboats. You're okay. You made it.
I made it. I don't do ferries.
I don't like the bridge, the Narrows Bridge. Because at least if you're in a ferry and there's an earthquake, you're going to be okay. If you're on the bridge during an earthquake, you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, but the bridge is over sooner.
True.
The ferry, it's like sitting there for an hour, like.
You know what? There hasn't been a ferry accident in forever.
Cars shouldn't go in water. Like, what? Would you say 3 weeks?
That was a lie. I told her, I'm like, it'll be fine. There's been no accidents for 3 weeks. Like, no. I think the last time there was an accident was, like, when I was going to get married back in 2001.
Yeah, the ferry just ran into the freaking...
Nobody died.
Well, doesn't make them not scary.
So in case you haven't figured out, if this is your first time tuning in, we're the mean girls because we're mean to each other. We're not... If you were looking for, like, biting sarcasm about other podcasters or designers or dyers, not happening.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We're nice. We love our fellow podcasters.
We do.
We love designers. All of them. We do. They're great. It's a great group. The knitting community is just awesome. Like, there's nothing even bad to say about any of them.
No.
Except for you terrorizing me on a boat.
I'm kind of a jerk, yeah. So there's a lot of material there to to be mean about. So no,
we're sisters.
We're sisters. It happens.
Anyway. So yeah. Anyways,
I'm glad you lived.
Me too. Thank you. So yeah, I didn't just show up at her house.
No, she didn't. She was invited. Kind of. Yeah. But I was eating nachos when you showed up. You didn't let me finish my plate, which I felt was rude.
You didn't offer me any nachos.
There's some downstairs. Go get some. Cheese in the fridge. Chips. And they weren't fancy nachos.
So I gotta make my own?
Yeah.
You're a terrible host. You were like the worst host. And there's some cold cheese in the fridge. Make your own dang nachos.
What? Do you not know how to use a microwave?
I do. That's not the point.
Okay.
The point is that if you had a guest at your house, guys, would you say all the ingredients are in the kitchen, go make that? Or would you be like, here, let me make some nachos for you?
I don't know. Are my guests time travelers from 1940 and don't know how to use a microwave? Because then I might make them for them. God.
That's not the point.
My house is your house. It's old-fashioned Italian hospitality. Mexican hospitality. Who says that? Mi casa, su casa? No?
Yeah.
Never heard that before? Okay, well, you know what?
I've heard that before.
I think it's Italian.
You knew I was coming. You knew I got off
People are probably screaming at the screen. No, it's German.
You knew when I got off the ferry. You knew it was only a 15-minute ride from the ferry to here. You could have heated me up a plate of nachos. You could have offered, be like, hey, do you want some nachos?
You see what I have to put up with, y'all? If you want to come to my house and have nachos, I'll make you nachos. You're out of luck. You're being rude. Okay, anyway, nachos.
No, nobody wants to come to your house now because they know it's going to be awkward. Okay, all right, hang on, guys. Okay. All right. So, as I mentioned earlier, it is Howard's birthday weekend. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Howard.
Thank you very much.
So, we thought we'd bring him on. Let us know what he got for his birthday.
Well, thanks for having me back. I'm very glad to be here. Over the course of the birthday weekend, I picked up some new stuff, which I'm pretty excited about. The first of which is this, which is very pretty. Stephanie can tell you what it is, because I'm not very good at that.
It's Georgestad Creek. She's you can't see that at all. It's Georgestad Creek. She's a local indie dyer in Olympia. So it's just 100% merino. Her would-be superwash sock base.
So I've decided to turn this into socks for Stephanie. I have been a selfish knitter up to this point in my really, really long, like 5-month knitting career. And so I knit her some fingerless gloves that I just finished that I'll show now. No, she's going to put them on. So anyway, I decided that I'm going to make some socks, and I was pretty successful with knitting fingerless gloves with some, is that lace? I guess it's lace work. I didn't know that. I saw a pattern, I liked it, and then I just kind of went for it, and it came out pretty good. So I'm going to make Stephanie some socks, hopefully, out of this fine yarn. And then I'm also going to plan on making just this very simple socks with these. Vanilla socks. And then today, while we were in Seattle, we found this awesome yarn store. It's pretty big. And I got some more yarns. So these I plan on making a pattern sock. Again for Stephanie, because I love her, and if they suck, she has to wear them.
And why are you making the socks?
I am making the socks because I've been kind of better about podcasting stuff, and I actually joined Ravelry, and so I want to join the knit along with David Dogdare. I'm doing his knit along, which is the socks, because I've never ever knit socks before, and it's associated with the other podcast,
Life in Color.
Life in Color.
Yeah, Life in Color and David from Dogdare are doing a joint knit along. So, and you can do a few different options. If you go to Life in Color's Ravelry group, there's all the different things for their, all the different rules for their knit along. But one of them is that you never have to knit socks before, and you can knit. If you never knit socks before, to join their knit along, you have to knit 2 socks, 1 vanilla and 1 patterned.
So these will be my pattern sock, and I'm going to go all out with my pattern, and not just pattern, but do 2 skeins, 2 colors of yarn, which I've never ever done before. So this is going to be my primary color.
It's blowing out. You can hold it back. There you go.
It's pretty.
It is.
And then I'm going to try to be super fancy and turn this into like the top ribbing and the heel and toe. And then hopefully if I have enough left over and I like knitting socks, then I'll do the same thing but reverse. Use this as the base, use this as cable, heel, and toe. Yarn beard knit.
Yarn beard knit. Cool.
So speaking of Dog Dare Podcast, I want to take a quick second to say thank you, David, very much. You're very thoughtful. David had sent me some very manly yarn and my very first project bag, which I was super excited about. I'll let you take a look. It's hard to find manly things, but David managed to do it. Pretty epic. Little Jason action.
David's the best.
I know, right?
Show the inside.
Oh, the inside. Let me flip it.
Voices.
Oh, peanut gallery. Weird.
I know, right?
I guess technically it's reversible, but it's Jason mask. It's epic. So it's the only project bag I've used. I got another one for Christmas, but I haven't used it. Don't tell your mom. Because this is epic. That's really about it. I did join Ravelry, like I said. Not that anybody's interested in me, but I'm Heyits Howard because I'm super creative and kind
I
of.
want to be your friend. People will want to be your friend.
Well, if you want to be my friend, I'm Heyits Howard. And I did post a couple projects, including those gloves, and another project I finished with some yarn that David sent me. I have a picture of it on my phone, but it's kind of lame. If you really want to see it, it's on my Ravelry page, and it's a Stephen West pattern.
Yeah, it's Windswept.
Wind's Chief.
Wind's Chief.
Wind's Chief.
Sorry.
But yeah, I did the
Oops.
I did the cowl and hat,
Cowl and hat.
which was amazing. And that's all I got for you. except that I'm old.
Yeah. You're really old.
I know.
Sorry that happened to you. Not
That's
really.
cool.
It's kind of a good thing.
It happens. Well, thank you very much for having me again. And I hope I don't totally ruin your podcast with my presence.
You already did.
Whatever, it's way better than what we recorded.
I know.
For you guys.
Oh my
You
gosh.
have your own podcast.
You guys just wait. It's going to be really great after this. I'm going to get a bunch of hate mail. You liar! No. Yeah. So, yeah, no, you just improved our podcast immensely.
Go team. Give me a high five on that. Yes.
All right. All right. Everybody say bye, Howard.
Bye, Howard.
We're back.
Yay.
That
Okay,
was
there we
fun
are.
having Howard on here. He's so good. Like, sometimes I feel like me and Howard should just podcast together.
You could.
Like,
Yeah.
just us?
I mean,
No.
yeah, he would totally. No, you know why? Because he makes nice things.
He does make nice things.
He follows a pattern.
And his skin doesn't look like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So no,
He's good.
he's good coming on every few, like, saying, hey, what's up? And it's his birthday, so hey.
That was fun. Excuse me while I choked to death. I realized I was chewing gum, and I'm like, oh no, gotta get rid of it. And I'm gonna try to be sly about it. I almost gagged on it. It's bad. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
So we got some exciting things coming up. We are doing a test knit for Yarn and You Girl, and we're gonna make some worsted weight shawls, and we're super excited. Our yarn should be here tomorrow, or the next day, and we're gonna get started on that.
And if you want to take a sneak peek at it,
Yarn and You.
her
Instagram.
She posts a picture of Instagram, and on her podcast, Yarn and You podcast.
Yarn and You podcast. Check
So
it out.
go check her out. And yeah,
She's so fun to watch. I like her.
I know.
She's very sweet.
She's so cute. I love her. So I'm super excited to. No, she asked us to test knit. Like
Seriously, I was so excited. She asked me, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" Like all caps, right? I was ridiculously excited, and then I was like, "What?" Probably thinks I'm the biggest loser ever. So I had to be like, I mean, whatever. Like, it's cool. I don't.
yeah, it's
If you want, I guess.
I mean, if you need me to. I mean, I can barely follow a pattern for a
I
heel, so
yeah.
No,
She,
no.
I mean, think about that. She did ask you to test knit, and you barely can slip knit right.
yeah, I can, but it's okay. You
It's
know what?
gonna
I'm
be
going
great.
to do it.
They're going to be great. I looked at the pattern. It looks pretty straightforward. I think it's something that we can definitely handle. The garter section, I'm a little bit concerned about because you know how we are with garter.
No,
But I think we're gonna do it.
I can do it. Oh my god, she's not gonna have any faith in me. The harder the pattern,
The more you pay attention.
the more I pay attention, and the fact
you
that
don't
it's
make
something
mistakes.
new.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's beautiful, and it has different things to keep you interested. There's a little bit of lace work. There's some
And it's nice and
bobbles. There's
big.
garter.
It's gonna be great. I want a big collection of worsted weight shawls. I really do. So when she was like, "Will you test knit my worsted weight shawl?" I was like, "Oh, please, yes. I'm on it.
So
I'm ready for that." So we're excited about that.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and then we have a couple collaborations going on with other things, and we got some really exciting things going on. This has been really good. This is good stuff. So
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super excited for the upcoming next few months. Really, got a lot going on.
we do. Have you watched any podcasts lately? Like any ones that you want to talk about? You said something earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't mean to call you out.
You just did because
Oak.
it's the owl in the oak tree.
See? Down the oak tree. I have not even heard of this podcast, so
She's
I'm
got.
excited to check
Sorry,
it out.
I have it in my notebook, and this isn't the first time we're recording this section, and I left my notebook downstairs. So it's the owl in the oak tree. She has a few episodes out. She lives in Ohio. She has 2 little boys that she knits for. She works at a yarn. She works part-time at a yarn store. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? She lives in like a small little town. I'm like,
So jealous.
I'm so jealous of you right now. She knits beautiful sweaters and hats and gloves, and just go check her out, guys. Seriously. She's easy to watch.
Do you follow her on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go check her out.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram.
Because this is a surprise to me. I'd never heard of her before.
Oh.
So,
Yeah,
which is funny because I don't know.
she's great.
It's very rare
just
that I
like
come across
watch
a podcast I haven't
and
heard of.
she does a podcast about like I think her goal is about like every 2 weeks, so a good enough chunk that you kind of,
Cool.
go check her out. She's great. She's just great. Easy to watch. Knits beautifully.
I discovered
Wonderful.
the Knitters Party podcast, which I am super loving. She has 3 episodes out right now. She's got a really high energy podcast. She gets really excited about things, and she shows a lot of projects that she makes. Some that are awesome, and a lot of no. She's gone over kind of a history of like the things that she's made. So sometimes she's like, "Oh look, here's this thing I made. I don't know what I was thinking," and I love that. I think we're like that. We do the same thing. But then she does knit beautiful things as well. I feel awful now. That was the worst shout out ever. I keep thinking, well, at least my shout outs can't get worse, but they're just it's a downward spiral of terrible shout outs. But her name is Meg. And she's from Michigan, but she does a lot of traveling. Her and her husband, they just came back from Egypt.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Like she knits and travels, and it's pretty great. She had her sister on for her last episode. No, Knitters Party. A Knitters Party, The Knitters Party. I don't know. Her screen name is Meg311, yo. I remember that because it was kind of a silly screen name, and I'm like, that's awesome.
I
Good for
watched
you.
that one.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
I watched the most recent one with her sister. Sorry,
Yeah.
like I've watched a few new ones, and then, like my notes are downstairs, so I'm like, see, I'm the worst podcast shouter ever. I'm like, didn't even bring my notes, but no, I did. She's a lot of fun.
She's fun. And then Jessica Ruth Knits. I love her. Love her podcast. She does like tiny house homesteading, and they have like a little farm, and it's fun. It's fun to see the little animals. She posted her little piglets on Instagram, and I'm so jealous. But she called them bacon seeds, and I laughed really hard, and then I felt bad because, sorry, Jessica, pigs are friends, not food. But, I mean, I respect people's, right to eat pig. You want to eat pig? Go for it. I mean, I think that's great. But she called them bacon seeds, and I thought it was funny.
That's hilarious.
But I hated myself. No, and they're adorable. I love her Instagram. Hannah made it. She's got a baby, Rose, and she just knit a Japan sleeves by Hoagie Locatelli. And she picked the most interesting colors. She did like neon red and then like some purple stripes. And when she showed it on her podcast, like the yarn before she knit it up, I was like, oh, I don't know how it's going to look. But it's actually gorgeous. And I just saw it. She just has another episode out. And
I'll have to go watch her latest episode.
dude, her sweater, gorgeous.
I love that sweater.
I want to make one. Do you want to make one with me?
I do want to make one. I gotta finish my Garter Goodness.
I want to make everything. And then we got that shawl.
And I want to finish I gotta finish my Garter Goodness. Gotta finish my socks. Gotta put on socks for Howard, and then I gotta do my.
I got Lucille socks to make. I got a lot going on.
But yes, let's knit that sweater some point this year.
At some point this year, maybe in the summer.
Yeah.
Fingering weight sweater. That's not so bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're gonna have
Watch
to
out,
do
guys.
something.
That may or may not happen.
Don't hold us to that because it's probably not happening. Realistically, I'm just gonna admire from afar.
I do want to knit a sweater for myself this year, though. Like that's on my goal. I know.
I have not been working on this very long.
Yeah.
It's January 28th. I started this on I think the 18th.
But I love
15th,
worsted sweaters,
18th.
though.
It's
Well, that's DK, but I mean...
DK on size 7s. But y'all, this is amazing. I love it. My neckline is pretty tight. I knit it really tight, which is not normal for me, but I was trying, because I was worried it was going to be too big. But I love trying it on in the mirror. Just going to hold this for
It's
us.
gorgeous, yeah.
Thanks. I'm super excited about it. I really am. It's kind of itchy. Not going to lie.
You'll be fine,
It's
though,
a
once
little
you block
itchy.
it, probably.
Maybe.
Wear a tank top underneath. You'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yep.
Anyway.
You'll get over it. I have faith in you.
Maybe.
Do what I tell my kids.
Yeah, I'm probably not even going to finish till April. I'm going to finish, and then I won't weave in all of these ends until April. Because, y'all, there's a lot of ends.
Fringe.
Fringe. There you go.
Still haven't woven the ends of my
I was
hats.
watching some podcast the other day, and this girl was like, oh, I want to wear this, but I haven't woven in the ends yet. And I'm, like, shouting at my phone. Like, just wear it. It's done. You bind off, it's done. Just wear whatever. I mean, honestly, when you're wearing a ridiculous sweater like this, people are going to think that the ends are supposed to be that way.
That's right.
And by the way, speaking of supposed to be that way, I have knit the building blocks, and it's really long, right? So I've been knotting the ends. And people who commented on it say things to me like, I really like the knotted ends. Is it supposed to be that way? I knit it. I made this. is supposed to be how I wear it. How is that even a thing supposed to be when you've made the item? Is it supposed to be that way? I don't know. Is Stephen West going to come arrest me because I'm wearing it in a different way?
Well, I think
it's supposed to be how I'm wearing it. It's mine. I created this. It's supposed to be that way.
I think that's the great thing about his patterns, or any patterns really. But like the Garter Goodness that I'm making, Chelsea from Legacy Knits.
Legacy Knits.
Right, yeah. Chelsea from Legacy Knits knit a
Garter
Goodness like last year, and she put buttons on the 3 tips, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So you can kind of button it wear it all these different ways that he has in the pictures. And, but the pattern, it doesn't say anything about sewing buttons on the buttons. But my point is that his patterns are so easy to modify.
For your own. Yeah.
And if tips along, knot them up. I mean,
I've seen a lot of people complaining about the length of the building blocks because it really is super long. But knotting them for me has worked. People seem to like that. I like it because then they're not like falling in the toilet and stuff. It's great. Well, I'm sorry.
No,
I have a toilet.
That struggle is real.
I have indoor plumbing. I don't know. I guess that's something to be embarrassed of. But
no, it's not.
I'm not.
I could just like, oh my god, I think I would like ugly cry all over again if my building blocks went into the toilet.
Oh yeah, that would be awful.
Right?
Have you ever dropped your knits into the toilet? Tell us.
Well,
in the comments. Leave us a comment and tell us all about what happened. And did you dig it out? Would you dig your knits out of a public toilet?
Oh my god. Never mind. I don't tell the story about my... I've never dropped anything in a public toilet. My hair used to be down... I'll just tell y'all because you'll be wondering now. So my hair used to be down to my butt. It was really, really long a few years ago. And I was potty training my son. And...
Oh, I've done this.
And so, like, I'm at Target. I'm helping him, like... I don't remember, pulling up his pants or something. And... my hair was like just like this in a clip, but I was bent over like this, and so, and I turned my head, and my hair was like, here's the water. My hair was hovering the water, and I was like, it didn't go in the water at all.
See, you're better than me because this has happened to me.
It didn't go in the water, but like just seeing it hovering there, like seriously an inch above the water, I was like, oh my god, like if I was like anywhere, it'd be like touching the seat. It was just like it didn't. Thank God, but. I went and cut my hair, like, I came home and told Howard, I'm like, I'm cutting it. I cannot potty train my son and have that long of hair. It's just not gonna, I mean, I'm going back out. But yeah, I
thought you were
chopped it.
Say you cut it just because you were grossed out by it, the fact that it was in the toilet. But I was like, well, it's not that bad.
No. I cut it because I was still potty training him, and I was like, I can't. No, when it's down to my butt, it was so heavy that I did wear it just down a lot. So, no, I went and I lopped it up to my shoulders.
I've had my hair in the toilet before it happens. It's
in a public toilet?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
The worst part is, like, one time, seriously, the very tips of it brushed against the front side of the seat.
That's even worse than, like, the water.
It was so bad.
The water's, like...
At least the water's kind of clean, like, it gets refreshed. No, this was, like, right where everybody pees, and I was like... so gross. It's happened. But, you know, I can wash this. You know,
knits would be different.
I mean, would I dig I would dig my hand knit out of the public toilet. I'm not going to leave it there. That's not a choice, right?
Just walk off. I feel like it's dead to me.
But am I gonna like save like a $20 hat? Probably not. The building blocks? Yeah.
Right? Like
unless it was an outhouse, I would save it.
Right.
If my building blocks falls in an outhouse toilet, that's where it lives now.
Right.
And I'm just gonna go home and cry because that's
the toilet monster can have it.
And I think Stephen West would approve of that decision. And I'm not even sure because I don't know him, but I'm pretty sure that he would. I think that he would be on board with that.
I think everybody listening and watching would be on board with you. Just
would you dig your building blocks out of the toilet? Let us know in the comments.
Kind of curious.
Like, seriously, one time we asked people if they had ever worn their knits out with the ends not woven in, and every time that somebody commented and said, yeah, actually I did, I was like, ridiculously happy. I was like, oh my gosh, my people, I found you.
Seriously, so. I wore my... What was that first? The shawl, the Stephen West Exploration Station. I wore that around my house for over a month before I wove in the ends.
I haven't woven any as my daughter raised, but I still wear them.
Yep.
Yep. That's what we do.
Yeah. It's
Hot
French.
mess. We're what?
It's French.
Oh, I thought you said it's French, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a French thing.
It's a French.
We're hot messes. We should have called it the Hot Mess Podcast.
Ooh, there we go.
We're just giving out names.
It's real life, guys.
This is real life. This is how it is. So anyway, well, it was so good to be back. I cannot wait to podcast again. So excited.
Don't forget to go over to our group and tell us about your
dream knitting day
dream knitting
for Valentine's
date.
Day, and we will draw a winner.
February 14th.
Yeah, February 14th.
Well, you have till February 14th to enter in the giveaway.
And if February 14th is still open, go ahead and enter. Or February 15th, whatever. But we will try to close it down sometime on the 14th of February. We cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm so excited.
I'm so
excited. So don't forget to do that. So yeah, that's really the one.
I think our colors doing some weird things going in and out or something.
I know.
So let's just end this real quick
before
people get a headache. Okay.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
See you
guys.
later.